Hello, DMB here, and in this video we're going to jump into some of the secret sauce that makes Plot Factory fun. This is where we really get rolling. So let's start out with some of the features and functions you have right here in the editor. So if I come over here and click on Tools and Settings, I can set a session goal. This is something that will take into account purely this session. So if I set this goal for 2,000 words, it's up here. If I start typing and I go away for 30 minutes, or I stop, I click off and do something else and come back, this will be over. Like, this is a session goal. So I'm clicking this at the start of a session, and from here on out, it is going to keep track of how many words I type. And so we'll keep progress of you reaching that goal. Kind of fun. And on top of all of that, you can also navigate back over to your main dashboard where you can kind of see, if you want to dig deeper into your total statistics, your overall statistics, it shows you going back here for the last month, each day, the words that were total written and the words in the day that were written. You can see where I've did my import. This is where I did my main import, and so my words jumped up to, what is that, like 2 million something, with what I brought across from StoryShop. So let's jump back in here. So to jump back into the recent story that I was just in, we can explore also search and replace is in here. Most people, you're familiar with this. If you need to look for a character name or a common misspelling that you create of a character name repeatedly and replace it with the proper name, it gives you the option to do it just in this chapter or in all chapters of this book. Export. This is another great detailed feature. Plot Factory has the ability to, to do kind of the standard docx export, text file export, but you can also do an EPUB or an MP3. So those are fun sort of additional ones. You can select whether you want to range or everything and do that. Now this is a feature here that I won't go too much into detail because they do have a tutorial that I'll link to that Plot Factory has already created on how to create a link that you can then send to a friend. And then that friend can access kind of a snapshot, a very specific, like, hey, here's my early version. I want you to look this over and give me some feedback. So they have something that you can do that in kind of a safe manner where that reader doesn't have access to all of your notes or characters, or they can't mess anything up, but they can give you feedback on a specific snapshot. So that's another really cool feature that you have there. Here's another place to access the narration audio feature. If you click this, let's select Matthew. Well, something went wrong on that. I'll have to talk to Jeff about that and see what the deal is. But I've done this before, and you can take a section of your text and have it read back to you in a particular voice. A lot of us, I think, have done stuff like this by using other tools, where we go back and read our own text out loud, so we can kind of try to find flow issues and mistakes. There's a built-in function here with Plot Factory that allows you to do that I've not had a problem with in the past. But here's another spot, another way to access that same feature, where you can select a voice in here. It played back to you. Let's see if maybe there's just an issue with the shortcut on the bar. I know Jeff has been working on this bar up here to kind of replace it potentially with something better. So there could be an issue there. It might take a little bit to compile your text into the audio format and play it back to you. While we're waiting on that, we can look here. This is just a box you can expand and contract to keep track of your notes. These are for the current chapter that I'm in. I'm in chapter 1 of this book, Awaken. So, I use that just for the kind of quick things that I need to keep track of. I don't want to leave my text or get away from what I'm doing. Shrink that back down. In the near future, this is also going to have navigation over here that will include all of your scenes as well as chapters. Like right now, I'm working in just this chapter 1, or in my lingo, episode 1, but I've got, 7 scenes or 8 scenes, and so to get down to the bottom, it takes a bit of scrolling. In the future, this will contain all of your scenes so that you can more quickly jump to the spot in the text where you need to go by clicking there. Other fun things that we need to take a look at. I haven't played with the name generator much yet. I already have all the current names of my main characters that I'm working with. Here's an individual place to come and drill down a little bit more on your stats. I've set my total target number that I want for this book, and so it lets me know that I'm 13.55% of the way to that target. Gives me the total that I have in this. Here we go. So anyway, that's, I find, to be a pretty high quality voice, selection that he's got built in here. I've had some kind of fun listening to that as a way to help you self-edit. So if we jump back over to the main dashboard, there's a couple more things I want to drill down on here that are really fun with Plot Factory and helpful. One of them is this character sheet. So this is the way to build a template that you want to reuse for your characters over and over. So if I'm going to build a new character, I can come in and use this Schismade character template, which I have added the specific fields to that I want to use. And in this case, they're in multiple parallel universes. So I want to keep track of which universes these characters are still alive. I want to keep track of their telekinetic abilities. I want to keep track of their individual, their name in each of the different universes. So I've added those fields as well as the more kind of standard ones that I want to utilize with every character, so that when I create a new character within one of these, so let's jump over here and select that story. We're back in, and if I want to create a new character, I can use my sheet, which it has not updated the name of that sheet yet. I guess I need to refresh. And I can create a character using that specific template, which is really a time-saving feature, so you don't have to go in and adjust every single character template to include the fields that you want it to include. So I've been using that as well. This community chat, you click on here, it will take you directly to the Discord group for Plot Factory. This is cool. Like, I really like this feature. This is a fairly active community already. Plot Factory has not been around for a long time, but there's already over 1,000 people in this community. Last time I was on here, there were over 100 people active in this community, so that's really fun. And the last thing is that if you use, so you've got this blog feature down here, and if you click on this most recent tutorial and bring up, this is the one I was telling you about for using the shareable link for a snapshot. More great information here available, whether it's tutorials or just advice on writing, craft, and things like that. And this, I see this blog as a place where the content will be growing and as the site itself grows. So cool stuff to take advantage of here, as well as in the community, places to get to know other authors, especially during social distancing and kind of some stay-at-home orders, and being careful in those ways. These are ways to connect with other people. So I'm really enjoying that as well. So that's a bit of the secret sauce. Send me ping me or send me a note if there's something specific that you want to know more about that you've seen in Plot Factory, or if you're wondering if Plot Factory can handle it. And we will, I'll make another video going into that. Until then, happy writing.